Just how do you go about fixing a broken sleep pattern? Let's talk a little bit about that. Hey guys, welcome back to Tipharot. It's me Matt here, and today I'm talking about sleep once again. Now I've made videos before on how to get to sleep faster and so on, and I often talk about why you should have a healthy sleep pattern that has you sleeping in the night and up in the day. But a lot of people, myself included, can get out of that. If you stay up late a few nights here and there, sometimes your sleep pattern can get a bit out of whack and you can find yourself asleep throughout the day and awake at night. Or perhaps you've just been a night owl for a long time and you finally want to change that and you want to go to a normal sleep pattern. But what do you actually do at that point? Because the thing is, for some people it is just as easy as deciding a new time you want to go to bed and going to bed then. But for a lot of us it's not like that. You actually have to take certain measures to get your new sleep pattern set up. So what do you do? In this video I'm going to share 3 different things that you can try. Now the first of these is simply waking up earlier each day. Rather than trying to adjust the time you go to sleep, simply focus on rising earlier. Now this is going to mean that you're not going to get enough sleep initially, because if you try to rise at the time you want to rise and you're falling asleep way too late, then obviously you're not going to have a full night's sleep. So you are going to be a bit tired for a few days or whatever, but your body is going to get used to the fact that you're waking up at this time. Particularly if you're rising with the sun, that sunlight is going to affect your circadian rhythm, and that's going to adjust your inner body clock, and that is going to affect when you actually feel tired at night. So after a few days of doing this, you're going to find that you actually feel tired at the time you're meant to feel tired, and you can go to sleep then. Now method 2 is for people like myself that this doesn't really work that well for. You see, when I do that, I just find myself awake at the new time, but I don't find myself getting tired any earlier the next day, or I do, but I still can't sleep anyway. So I just end up quite sleep deprived. And this is a problem that a lot of people have. A lot of people find that they just can't seem to get their sleep pattern to go earlier than it was. So for example, that's actually how my sleep pattern tends to get out of whack is, I'll go to sleep later one night and then I simply can't go to bed any earlier than that. So I end up getting to sleep later and later until I'm on a completely messed up sleep pattern. Now luckily for me, I'm self-employed, so I can manage on weird hours, but it's not ideal and I prefer to be up on normal hours. So what I actually do when this happens is I do something that's called Chromotherapy, and that is where you essentially follow along with that pattern and reset your sleep pattern like that. So what you actually do, rather than trying to rise earlier, is you try to go to bed later. Seems a bit weird when that's the problem that you're experiencing, that you're going to bed later. Well, that's also the solution. Because if you're finding yourself going to bed later and later each day, it's really hard to reverse that by going to bed earlier and earlier each day. The actual solution to it is to just continue that and speed that up. So say, you're going to bed at, say, 7 in the morning or 8 in the morning, and you want to be going to bed at 8 at night. Well, what you can do is the first day you've gone to bed at 8 in the morning, so the next day you go to bed at say 11 in the morning, and then you go at say 2 p.m, and then you go at say 5 p.m, and you just keep doing this, adding 3 hours each day until you're at the time that you actually want to fall asleep. The great thing about this way of doing it is that you avoid any sleep deprivation. You are still getting a full night's sleep each day, but you're, progressing your sleep pattern back to a normal time. The only problem with this is, of course, for most people, if you're working, say, a 9-to-5 job and you're not currently on vacation, or you're at school, or you have anything that you need to do in particular hours, this doesn't work. Which is why I also suggest the third method. Now, the third method is perhaps the most unpleasant of all 3 methods, but sometimes you gotta do what you gotta do. That third method essentially involves sleep depriving yourself. Basically, stay up or go on low sleep, and basically each night try to go to bed at the time you want to go to bed. So for example, say you normally go to bed at like 8 a.m. and you want to go to bed at like 10 p.m. Well, basically don't go to bed that day. Don't go to bed at 8 a.m, just stay up all the way until the next 10 p.m. Now when it's 10 p.m, try to go to bed. What you might find, if you're like me, is that you fall asleep but only for a few hours and then you wake up again. And the next time that you feel tired is around the 8 or 9 a.m. time. So what you need to do then is keep going with it. Yeah, you're going to be really tired, it's going to affect your work and so on, but do this for 2 or 3 days and you're going to find finally you're able to get to sleep at that ideal time that you want to get to sleep to. Now once you actually get on that sleep pattern, the important thing is to maintain it. If you're someone like me where your sleep pattern gets messed up very easily, then the worst thing you can do is encourage it to get messed up again. So, if you find that your sleep pattern is like mine and it delays over time, then one thing you want to do is be very strict on your sleep. Don't allow yourself to go past a certain time to bed, and just stick to the same time every day. Even if you don't feel super tired, go to bed that time. And if you feel tired earlier, then great, but don't go to bed any later. So anyway, I hope this has been helpful to you guys. I made a video about this because this is something I often struggle with a lot. Like, my sleep pattern will tend to shift from being perfect to being absolutely messed up, and it's really a pain to fix. And for a long time I had no idea how to fix it, and I would just sit on this kind of messed up sleep pattern for ages, and it was negatively affecting my life in all sorts of ways. But essentially I found out these 3 ways that I can actually fix it when that happens, and so I wanted to share them with you guys in case anyone out there is suffering from the same issues and needs some help with that. If you enjoyed the video and you want to see more, then remember to subscribe up there. If you like the video, leave a thumbs up. If you have any comments or questions, leave them down below. If you want to keep watching, check out the video that's linked on screen. And last but not least, if you're not following me on Twitter already, follow me at Tipharot to keep up to date with me there. Thanks for watching, guys. Take care.